G'day Marvel Future Fight gamers, welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a bit of a look at Crescent in Alliance Battle. This is going to be a real rush job. I've totally lost track of time today doing these videos. It takes a fair bit of time to record and edit and do all this sort of stuff. So I really just realized that, hey, I'm going to have to go to bed in like 10-15 minutes. Going to jump on, do a few quick runs with Crescent. What I did is I set her up and Minerva as well to do comparisons for Female Combat Day. So set her up. She's got a CTP of Rage with decent dodge rate because she does struggle with the dodge a little bit. Managed to get an ISO set on her, Power of Angry Hulk, with a couple of dodge ISOs there, chaotics. We've got some 6-star Uru. So she's pretty well decked out, to be perfectly honest. Her uniform options are nice. They're all sort of tailored towards a CTP of Rage. We've got dodge, physical attack, skill cooldown, dodge, and all attacks. So she's pretty well set up. Minerva, let's have a quick look at her. And this is a team that I actually ran in Alliance Battle. Minerva as well. Let's have a quick look how I set her up. So once again, CTP of Rage. I tried to keep things as equal as possible. She didn't need the dodge quite as much because she gets it from her passive and skills. ISO set. Try to keep the same level of Awaken. She's got Overdrive. Character gear. It's basically the same. So we've got some 6-star Uru applied and trying to boost those stats. So her uniform should be very similar to Crescent's. Skill cooled. Okay, so we got 2 skill cooldowns, which we probably could have gotten away with an extra dodge, but anyway, whatever. So physical attack, skill cooldown, dodge, all attacks. So if I have a look at her stats, Minerva, they're definitely not great, but she's got 75% dodge, which is nice. Cooldown and ignore defense, basically maxed. Crits, pretty shit. Although she doesn't need max crit rate or anything like that. So if we have a quick look at Crescent, we're going to see that there's some similarities anyway. So ballpark kind of crits, ignore defense nearly max, cooldown nearly max, dodge basically maxed, 1.2% off. So it should be pretty indicative, right, of how things are going to actually go in the Alliance Battle run. The other thing that I did do just to kind of, so there's a couple of Minerva scores on screen now, so they were a couple of quick runs that I did, definitely not perfect. I was just using 5, 3, 4, very basic over and over, very little positioning because I'm using keyboard and mouse and I really suck using keyboard and mouse, so I really just concentrated on clicking on the skills at kind of the right time. Geez, I miss my iPad so freaking much with this sort of stuff. And you can see there with Minerva, I'm up around sort of that 1.7 to 1.8 million mark on this particular account, and you can kind of see that the cards, you know, they're okay, but they're kind of, you know, it's very hard to tailor stuff in this server, to be perfectly honest. So what do we got there? Physical attack, so around about 60% physical attack. We've got a good cooldown, good ignore defense. Pretty low crits, to be honest, and attack speed is lowish. It's kind of a hybrid card set. So 1.7 to 1.8 with Minerva, with this setup, with very basic ISO set, so not fully awakened or anything like that. And to do some comparisons, also ran Namor with the same team, got around about 4 million. Captain America, I ran him with basically no build, so I think I got 3-star ISOs on him, a couple of 5-star Uru, but really a really shit build and very, very low crits, and he got around 2.6 mil. So we're talking Minerva 1.7, 1.8, Captain America 2.6-ish, Namor 4 million-ish, and I'm going to put the Crescent run on in the background here. With Crescent, I struggled to find any rhythm, to be perfectly honest. I struggled to find a decent rotation that kind of worked. I really had difficulty with a T3 timing and definitely getting the actual proc on the tier 3. Sometimes you go through a whole tier 3 and a whole rotation of skills without any rage proc occurring. which is kind of a bit weird because she does have like 600 odd hits on that skill. So Netmarble, if you guys are watching, please have a look at that, because I don't think her proc is activating. Her skills are not being picked up by the CTP of Rage proc. Is not procking properly at all, not even close. We're looking at hundreds of hits, and it's just not procking. The other thing that I do want to say in Netmarble as we run through this sort of ABX run here, and what I'm trying to do basically, she's got a buff on her 5th skill, a self buff on her 5th skill, and she's got damage accumulation on her 2nd skill. So I'm trying to keep the 2nd skill and 5th skill as active as I possibly can throughout the run, trying to do the 5th skill, and let the 5th skill run a little bit. It has a little bit of damage attached to it, but you need to run it. You can't cancel it too quickly. The 4th skill has a little bit of damage after she kind of like punches her fist forward. There's a little bit of damage there. The other skills are just filler. They're really doing nothing, to be perfectly honest. And it's all about the tier 3, very similar to Captain America in the way she plays. With the tier 3 skill, I'm not sure whether it needs to be charged or you continue to press it down the same as Captain America. I don't know how that works. It didn't really seem to make any difference from the few runs that I did. But once again, these are very early days, and I certainly, you can't really draw too many conclusions from this run besides the fact that she's really scoring roughly around the same as Minerva. Could she get better? Yeah, maybe there's a way to cancel a beast roll. That's a possibility that I definitely didn't explore. The 2 and the 5 before the tier 3 to me makes a lot of sense, but maybe there's a better rotation than this, because I've just mucked around with it and I'm pretty damn tired. It's pretty late at night here, and just trying to get through the run. So, but what I would say is, based on what I've tested, she's quite weak. She's scoring roughly the same as Minerva, who's a tier 2 character, level 70, with basically the identical setup, both with mythical uniforms. And to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough these days for a tier 3 character to be putting out that sort of crappy damage, when you've got Namor, who can do around about 250% damage to the Frost Beast compared to Crescent tier 3. And to me, it just doesn't add up. I don't know what Netmarble are actually trying to do here, but I really urge Netmarble to have a look at Crescent before the update is released. Give her some love. Her uniform is garbage. It was when it was released 6 or 7 weeks ago. Nothing's changed in the meantime. Something needs to get buffed. Her tier 3 skill, her self buff needs to go up. I don't know what needs to happen, but she is underpowered. I think she's really weak, and I would have a hard time justifying tier 3ing her based on what I've played with here in the test server. So guys, I hope that that's been of some use. Look, if any other star agents are running Alliance Battle and can spend a bit more time on it than me, and you guys sort of discover, well, hey Vader, you missed this, you dumbass, you should have looked at this, you should have done that, please comment and even put the links down to to your own videos in the comments below, because I'm very interested to learn about Crescent. But really, from what I've seen, it's a bit of a flop of a character. It's a bit of a letdown. It's really disappointing. So because on paper she looks great, she looks really good. Her skill descriptions look fantastic. You look at her 2nd skill here, damage accumulation, 15% increase attack, 15%. I mean, that's right up there with the best of them. And then you look at this self buff on the 5th skill, ignores target. Hang on, yep, 5th skill, crit damage increased by 30%, ignores target dodge rate by 100. Got penetration, we've got all attacks, all speed, crit rate. It's massive, and it just translates into basically just a shit score. And when I say shit score, like I said, that's based on like 2 or 3 runs in Alliance Battle. I can't see it somehow doubling in score, though. I can't see it even increasing by, say, 30%, to be perfectly honest, unless we find out a way of cancelling all 3 Beast Roars in Alliance Battle. So, disappointed. To sum it up, with Crescent T3. I'm really disappointed. Really want to urge the Netmarble developers to have a look at this video and have a look at Crescent before the update drops. Take a look at her, fix her up, do her justice. She's an original character. You've looked after the rest of the original characters. Look after Crescent as well. She deserves it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.